Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today, we are looking at the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, or ATS-DR. And what are the U.S. standards for cadmium exposure? Well, we know cadmium is a naturally occurring substance, but we want to understand if you're exposed to it in water, in food, smoking, or industry, what are the health standards? So many health agencies do have exposure standards designed to protect the general public from excess cadmium. The FDA has a maximum limit of cadmium in bottled water of 0.005 milligrams per liter. The ATS-DR, this official website, has a chronic duration oral minimum risk of 0.1 kg day of cadmium based on its renal effects. This MLR states how much cadmium can be in the oral chronically without risk of adverse health effects. The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, food dose is 1 to the power of 10, that's 3 mkg a day. Water, reference dose for humans, is exposure 5 to the power of 10, negative 4 mkg per day, and reference, RDF, is an estimate of daily exposure to general population, including sensitive subgroups, that is likely to be without applicable risk of deleterious effects during a lifetime. And the WHO has a weekly intake for cadmium at 7 kg body per week. Now, we also know its carcinogenity. It's a carcinogen, actually, from all the heavy industry that we engage in, and positions on carcinogenity of cadmium by the U.S. and international health organizations. The EPA classifies cadmium as a probable human carcinogen. Also, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the IARC, classifies cadmium as a carcinogen as well. The American Conference of Industrial Hygienists, the ACGIH, classifies cadmium as a suspected human carcinogen. So they don't label it as such, but I think we can take a look at different agencies saying it is and come to that conclusion. National Toxicology Program, the NTP, classifies cadmium as a known human carcinogen. And the environmental standards based on the EPA, drinking water, maximum containment level for cadmium, drinking water is 0.005 milligrams per liter, and the ATS-DR has this cited in 1999. For air, is on the EPA's National Emission Standard for Hazardous Air Pollutants list of 189 hazardous air pollutants, and cadmium is listed as one of the 33 hazardous air pollutants that's present the greatest threat to public health in urban areas. In soil, the EPA biosolid rule states that the ceiling for the amount of cadmium can be applied to land is 85 milligrams kg fill. And last but not least, key points is, because there's much known about the human health effects of cadmium, there's a large database from which to set standards, and with increasing evidence of its toxicity, both national and international agencies have sought to regulate cadmium exposure. That being said, it's good that they have awareness of this, and the awareness is growing. And it's good that they're putting the information out there for people to understand what's going on and how to avoid it in some cases. That being said, there's no way to know you have cadmium or an elevated level of cadmium in your water, even with all these regulations, unless you have it properly tested. That's why it's always a good idea to properly test your water for high levels of cadmium.